Hey everybody, welcome to this video. I'm Laura123 and this is going to be a book related video. So I love to do all different types of videos on this channel, but I have to be honest, my favourite sort of video to do is a book related one because I'm a bookworm. I love reading, I read every single day and I love things bookish. So I thought I would set myself a challenge. Why not? And if you want to do this challenge, feel free. It'd be great. Like if you're a booktuber, film yourself doing this challenge. If you're not a booktuber or anything, you don't film yourself or anything, just do it at home on your own, for your own pleasure. It's all good. So what is the challenge, I hear you ask? Well, basically I've selected 10 books from my TBR and I'm going to be reading just the very first page from all of those books. Now I'm doing this because I want to kind of get a vibe, like get a feeling for the book, and yeah, it's quite exciting to get a sneak peek of the books that I've got on my TBR. So yeah, I've got quite a big TBR. I've got lots of books that I haven't read yet that I own, and I love that. It's kind of like having my own bookshop in my house, which is brilliant. So like for me, I am a mood reader. I like to have that selection and the choice, and like if I want a romance, I get a romance off my shelf. If I want a horror, I get a horror. If I fancy a thriller, yeah, you've guessed it, I get a thriller. So yeah, basically I've got lots of books and I've selected 10. I'm going to be reading the first page from all of these books. Now, originally I was going to kind of read the backs of the books to you. And I was just like, oh, actually, that's going to take ages. Like, you'll just probably get really bored and fall asleep. So what I'm going to do instead is down below in the description box, I will link all of the books that I mention and show in this video. I'll do a link to their Goodread pages, so you can read about the book in more detail, and also like other people's reviews and ratings and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe you'll get some ideas for books that you'll want to read. So yeah, sneak peek, see if I get a vibe, a connection with the book. And should we get started? Let's do this. Okay, right, the glasses are going on. So a few things I want to apologise in advance for. First thing, if I cough, I have really bad hay fever at the moment. Yeah, I know it's already happened. So if I cough and stuff throughout this video, I'm sorry. I'll try not to cough, but like it's probably going to happen, okay? So I'm just putting it out there. Other thing I want to apologize for in advance is whenever I read out loud, I always mess up. Like, I don't understand why, because I'm a good reader. But as soon as I'm like either on camera reading or in front of someone reading, I don't know, I just like stumble my words, or I can't pronounce words properly. It's really embarrassing. So if I do that, just laugh. It's all good. I don't mind. Like, you can literally just laugh at me because it is embarrassing. Okay. So there we go. In advance, just putting it out there. Okay. Right, so the first book I want to show you is this one here. It's a cute little retro book. How cute is this? Love it. So I didn't even know about this book until like last week. I saw it on Instagram. I follow a lot of like book related pages on Instagram, so you know that's where I get a lot of ideas actually for books that I read. This is called That Was Then, This Is Now by S.E. Hinton, and it's actually a companion to one of my favourite books of all time, which is The Outsiders. Now, apparently they brought out a new version of this, or like a new cover and stuff, and I was like, oh, should I get that? Or should I get the old little, you know, retro looking version? And I decided to go with that. So this is like really old. It's brown pages, and yeah, it's really, really old, but I love it. Just gonna have a little look inside here to see when it was. Okay, so it looks like it was out first published in 1971. There we go. That was when this story was. I think this is like from 92 by the looks of it, like the updated version. But anyway, it's an old book is what I'm trying to say. So first page, here we go. And what I'm going to do at the end is pick my favourite and least favourite from these, literally just by reading the first page. And as I say, like with books, sometimes I know instantly if I'm going to love a book or not. I just get like drawn to it and use my instincts. Other times, you know, a book is a grower. I don't like it at first, and then I'm like, oh, actually, it's getting really good now. So, you know, hit and miss really, but anyway. Sorry, I'm such a rambler. Let's get started. Okay, Mark and me went down to the bar pool hall about 2 or 3 blocks from where we lived with the sole intention of making some money. We'd done that before. I was a really good pool player, especially for being just 16 years old. And what's more, I looked like a baby-faced kid who wouldn't know one ball from another. This and the way Mark set me up helped me hustle a lot of pool games. The bad deal is it's against the law to be in this pool hall if you're underage because of the adjoining bar. The good deal is the bartender and owner were a good friend of mine because the older brother of this chick I used to like. When this chick and me broke up, I still stayed friends with her brother, which is unusual in cases like that. Charlie, the bartender, was just 22, but he had a tough reputation and kept order real good. We lived in a there you go, I've messed up. We lived in the kind of rough part of town, and some pretty wild things went on in Charlie's bar. I looked around for a plainclothes cop when we went in. I can always tell a cop, but didn't find one, so I went up to the bar and hopped on a bar stool. Give me a beer, I said, and Charlie, who was cleaning glasses, just like every bartender you ever see, gave me a dirty look instead. Okay, I said brightly. A Coke? Your credit ain't so hot, Byron, Charlie said. You got cash? A dime, for crying out loud? Can't you let me charge a dime Coke? It sounds fun. It sounds, I just want to read it. This is actually going to be, I think, my next book on my TBR, so yeah, I love it. I love The Outsiders. I've got a good vibe about this and love the cover and everything. It ain't going to take me long to read, let's be honest. It's only little. I'll probably have that done in like, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours max. So there we go. That is that one. Next up, we have One by Sarah Crossan. I've read a few of her other books. She's a really good author, and I love the way she writes. And I can't remember what the type of, there is a name for this. I always call it like lyrical kind of writing, but I know it's not that. If you know, let me know in the comments, because I just can't remember what it is. But it's like that, you know, when there's like only a few lines on each page and stuff like that. There is a name for it, and I can't remember. But I really like these styles of writing in books and stuff. So yeah, it's called One, and let's have a look at the first page. It's literally just that. It's just literally that. So it says, sisters, here we are, and we are living. Isn't that amazing? How we manage to be at all. Like, that just gave me like the chills. Like, I just love that. That gives me real emotional feels. Like, maybe I'm just weird, but yeah. This is going to be good. Obviously, I know what the book's about, and if you look down below in the description box for the links, you'll find out more. I think it's going to be a really, really good book. I'm really excited to read that one. That's been on my bookcase for ages, so I'm definitely going to get around to that very soon. Next up, this one I literally only got last week from eBay. It is by Laura Silverman. It's called Recommended for You. How cute is this book cover? I just love this. Like, look at them like peering over at each other through like holding their books and stuff, and their bookcase. Like, it's just a gorgeous cover. This is a YA, by the way, and I know like some people are like, oh, you're 41, why are you reading YA? Because I want to. Okay, right. I'm so sassy minx. Chapter 1 of Recommended for You. Right, here we go. Barbara Streisand grinds and grinds before sputtering to a stop. I call out, and then plead with my car. Barbara, sweetie. I place my hand on a dashboard and rub in soothing circles. I need you to start. I'm going to be late for work. Will you start for me? Pretty please? Okay, ready. I turn the keys again. The grinding sound is worse this time. Metallic shrieking. Darn you. I yank out the key. It's a freezing December morning, and as I exhale, I can see my frosted breath. My phone buzzes with a text from Cheyenne. I just folded my 75th sweater of the morning. When do you get here? The mall opens earlier than usual this week for the Christmas rush. Cheyenne has already been folding clothes at the Gap for an hour, and I'm supposed to be at Once Upon, the independent bookstore I work in 20 minutes. I text back, hopefully soon. Barbara won't start. This is going to be such a fun, cute read. Like, oh my God, this is just so good. I've read a few other things by Laura Silverman. She's such a great author. And yeah, love that. And 10 out of 10 for this cover because it's just so cute. Okay, really excited. By the way, did I say at the beginning of the video, I can't remember, but I'm going to pick like the most anticipated, excited read once I've read like the first pages of all of these, like the one I'm most excited about. Maybe the one that I'm least excited about as well. Anyway, right. Next up, we have Constance Sayers' The Ladies of the Secret Circus. This was recommended to me from a viewer, so thank you very much. Constance Sayers, I've never read anything by her. But there we go. Lovely cover. Look at this gorgeous cover. It says, "Enter a world of wonder." I love reading books about circuses. Like I've always really liked circusy themed books. My favourite book of all time is The Night Circus. So, you know, Erin Morgenstern, amazing book. Right, so let's get started. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. First page. Let's see. What has it got to offer? I'm hoping for like a kind of magical start, but we'll see. Right, Kerrigan Falls, Virginia, October the 9th, 1974. The Buick was both half on and half off the road, its shiny body blending seamlessly with the pitch black night. He slammed on his brakes, nearly hitting the car's back quarter panel. Jesus, who the hell would have left a car here of all places? The vehicle was familiar. He racked his brain, trying to remember where he'd seen it before. Worried that someone might have been hurt, he stepped out onto the road, careful to leave his own car's right turn signal blinking to catch the attention of anyone else travelling on this desolate stretch. Despite the full moon, the dense forest made the road appear to be nestled under a tent, even in fall as the leaves began to thin. The clusters of birch trees with their straight white trunks resembled sticks of chalk. The moon shining through them reassured him for a moment. He peered inside the car's open window, revealing the empty front seat. An RC cola can was turned over, dumping its contents onto the leather upholstery, as though the driver had been holding it when he'd come to a stop. The radio blared. The poor, I'm not going to say this word because it's a swear word, so it rhymes with mastered. Okay, the radio blared. Poor, yeah, was probably just relieving himself in the woods. Okay, well, first of all, I'd say, like, first impressions, the writing style is really, really good. Like, I really like that writing style. Doesn't particularly sound very, you know, mystical, but, you know, first page, it could obviously get more into that. It says here, "Prepared to be dazzled." I'm hoping it's going to dazzle me. Yeah, I like it. It just doesn't, I don't know, I just kind of thought it'd start off with a little bit more, yeah, majestic kind of start, but we'll see. Next book is a thriller. You know, I love my thrillers. This is People Like Her by Ellery Lloyd. And I'd got this a couple of months ago. I was going to read it literally the first week I got it, but I just finished reading a book which is very similar to the story of this. So, like, I was like, actually, I'll probably give it a few months and then go on to this. So that's why I've kept it. So there we go. But I will be reading it like really, really soon because I'm really excited about this one. So yeah, here we go. People Like Her, Ellery Lloyd, first page. Ooh. See, look, this is really exciting. I'm very uncomfortable. I'm sitting on the floor, which I normally do when I film videos, which you might think is a bit weird, but oh well. Weird is good. But yeah, I'm very uncomfortable. Anyway, I think it's possible that I'm dying for quite some time now. In any case, it's felt like I've been watching as my life scrolls past in front of my eyes. My earliest memory is winter. Sometime in the early 1980s, I'm wearing mittens, a badly knitted hat and an enormous red coat. My mother is pulling me across our back lawn on a blue plastic sledge. Her smile was fixed. I look completely frozen. I can remember how cold my hands were in those mittens, the way every dip and every bump of the ground felt through the sledge, the creak of the snow beneath her boots. My first day at school, I'm swinging a brown leather satchel with my name written on a card peeking out from a small plastic window. Emmeline. One navy knee sock is bunched around my ankle. My hair is in pigtails of slightly unequal length. Me and Polly at 12 years old. We are having a sleepover at her house, already in our tartan pyjamas, wearing mud packs and waiting for our corn to pop in the microwave. The two of us in her hallway, slightly older, ready to go to the Halloween party where I had my first kiss. Polly was a pumpkin, I was a sexy cat. Us again on a summer's day, sitting cross-legged in our jeans and Doc Martens, in spaghetti-strapped dresses and chokers, ready for our sixth form leavers ball. Memory after memory, one after, and then it ends on the word after. Oh, yeah, this sounds good. I love it when people like reminisce and stuff in books, because I do that a lot in my life anyway. So I love it when characters like think back of their past, because you kind of get to know them, like who they were. Anyway, yeah, I really like this. This is going to be a good thriller. I really do think. I love the cover. Look, she's peeking through the blinds there. Can you see? It's like peeking through. So yeah, really good vibe about that one. The next one I think is going to be a fun, I hope it's going to be a fun read. I mean, I could be wrong. It's about vampires. So, you know, I do like a few vampire stories. It's by Matt Haig, who I read recently, The Midnight Library, which was cool. Very emotional. at parts, but it was overall a really good book. This is called The Radleys, and it says, "Are you in control of your instincts?" So got the fangs on the back there. Loving that cover. Really cool cover. So yeah, I picked this one up on eBay, like not in the best of condition, but who cares? I don't mind. Like, I do like my new books, but I also like old books like this because I don't know, they just got a little bit of character, you know. Right, so first page. Let's get started. 17 Orchard Lane is a quiet place, especially at night. Too quiet, you'd be entitled to think, for any kind of monster to live among its pretty tree-shaded lanes. Instead, at 3 o'clock in the morning, in the village of Bishopsthorpe, it is easy to believe the lie indulged in it by its residents. That is a place for good and quiet people to live, good and quiet lives. At this hour, the only sounds to be heard are those made by nature itself, the hoot of an owl, the faraway bark of a dog, or, on a breezy night like this one, the wind's obscure whisper through the sycamore trees. Even if you stood on the main street right outside the fancy dress shop, or the pub, or the Hungry Gannet delicatessen. It's funny. Sorry, I don't know why it made me laugh. You wouldn't often hear any traffic or be able to see the abusive graffiti that decorates the former post office, though the word freak might just be able to see if you strain your eyes. Away from the main street on somewhere like Orchard Lane, if you took a nocturnal stroll past the detached period homes lived in by solicitors and doctors and project managers, you would find all their lights off and curtains drawn, secluding them from the night. Or you would, until you reach number 17, where you'd notice the glow from an upstairs window through the curtains. And if you stopped, sucked in that cool and fresh night air, you would at first see that number 17 is a house otherwise in tune with those around it. Maybe not quite as grand as its closest neighbour, number 19, with its wide driveway and elegant Regency features, but still one that holds its own. So there we go. Oh, this is interesting. Like, what's going on in Orchard Lane? What's happening? Well, I know what's happening because family of vampires that live there. But anyway, not giving it away. Look down below in the links to find out more about all of these books that I mentioned. This is going to be good. Yeah, I think Matt Haig is a really good writer. Like, I really like his writing style and stuff. It's very different and kind of unique. So I'm really excited about that one. Next up, we have a couple of kind of sad books, but I always say that I think it's really important that we talk about the Holocaust and we never forget what happened and we keep learning about it and stuff. I am Jewish, as you can probably tell, because I'm wearing my Star of David necklace, and I go on about it pretty much all the time that I'm a Jew, so there we go. Representing. What can you say? But yeah, I've got 2 Holocaust related books here, and as I said, I know they're going to make me upset and sad, but I really do think that these books are very, very important. So one is an adult book and one is a YA book. Both of these I've got quite recently. This one is like really recent. I literally picked this up last week. And actually, when I got this book, the guy in the shop was like, "Oh my God, like, I've heard that is so good. Like, it's really, really a good read." So it's always nice to hear people saying that. Do you know what I mean? Like recommending books and stuff. So this is The Passenger, and this is When the World Was Ours. So what one should I go with first? We'll go with The Passenger. So this is by Ulrich Alexandra Boswich. I hope I've said that properly. And yeah, I mean, that cover is just so powerful. Like the guy just running away with his suitcase and stuff, looking behind him, and you've got like all the horrible bloody signs hanging up behind him from the Nazis. You've got the train there and the tracks, and you know, just the colouring of the cover as well, like the red and stuff. Like, right, anyway, first page. Let's see. Oh, this is. Oh, sorry. I just want to show you really quickly. That is actually him, because this is based on a true story. So. That's actually him. It's been translated from German, apparently. So that's okay. Yeah, so that's actually it. It's nice. Like, it makes it really personal when you see, like, a photograph of you know, the person you're reading about. So this is just the preface. I'm not going to read all this. We'll just go with that first chapter. Here we go. The Passenger. Chapter 1. We're just going to start literally at chapter 1, not all the before stuff. Right. Becker stood up, stubbed his cigar in the ashtray, buttoned his jacket, and placed his right hand reassuringly on Silbermann's shoulder. So then, take care, Otto. I think I'll be back in Berlin by tomorrow. If something comes up, you can simply call me in Hamburg. Silbermann nodded. Just do me one favour, he said, and don't go gambling again. You're too lucky in love to have luck in the cards. Besides, you'll end up losing our money. Becker laughed, annoyed. Why don't you just say your money? He asked. Have I ever once? No, no. Silberman quickly cut him off. I'm only joking, you know that. But even so, you really are on the reckless side, and if you start gambling again, you won't be so quick to stop, especially if you have all the cash from this check. Silberman stopped in mid-sentence and went on calmly. I have complete confidence in you. After all, you're a what? I can't read the next page because I promised I would only read the first page. So what is it? You're a what? Anyway, but yeah, as I say, this, I know, as I say, it's based on a true story. It's going to be very like hard hitting, emotional, but it's so important that we keep reading books and keep talking about what happened in the past so we can learn what happened and learn for the future, and that these stories, you know, keep getting told. So that is The Passenger. So the next one, as I say, similar subject, but this is for younger audiences. There is like a content warning in here as well that I saw, which I think is, you know, is good because obviously, you know, it's for younger people. And as much as I believe that you need to read about it and learn about it and stuff, especially in a way, younger people, you know, there is a content warning. I think it is important because obviously if you're going to talk about the Holocaust, there's going to be very emotional parts and quite disturbing parts. So, yeah. Oh, and apparently at the back, there's like a list of resources on the information of this period in history. So that's good. So not only do the young adults or whatever get to read about the story, they can also actually learn more from it. So anyway, right, first page. Let's go. It's titled Leo, which is my star sign. Randomly. I know it's not about that. It's one of the characters. It's called Leo. But anyway, right. I could see the whole world, or at least the whole of Vienna. And that was my world. My two best friends, Max and Elisa, stood beside me, their faces pressed to the glass next to mine. Look at the tiny people, Max exclaimed, pointing down below us as we rose higher and higher into the sky. The buildings look like a toy town, Elsa said. I couldn't even speak. I was too afraid that if I opened my mouth, some of the joy inside me might slip out, and I didn't want to lose a single bit of it. It was my 9th birthday and the best day of my life, bar none. When my parents had asked me last week what I wanted to do for my birthday, there was no contest. I wanted to ride on Vienna's Ferris wheel. I think it's called the Riesenrad. We had lived in Vienna almost my whole life, but I'd never been on it. Whenever I asked, Mama would always say I was too young and that I'd be afraid to be up so high. But I wasn't scared at all. I think Mama was afraid herself, really, which is why she decided she wouldn't come with us. Your papa will take you to the fairground, she told me. I'll what? Okay, so yeah, this is also like that one based, it's inspired by a true story of 3 friends. And yeah, so that is When the World Was Ours by Liz Kessler. So how many have we got here? We've got 2 left. 2 books left. Okay. Right, so I have Beauty Queens next. Let's go with this one. Hardback book. Had it on my bookcase for ages. I think I picked up this in a library sale, if I remember rightly, my local library. This is supposed to be really good fun and funny and interesting, and probably I've not read anything like this, so I'm quite intrigued about this. And every so often I just look up at it and I'm like, I'm gonna read you. I just get drawn to this one, so I'm destined to read this really soon. Okay, chapter 1. Are you all right? The voice was tinny in it. Let me start that again. Sorry. Are you all right? The voice was tinny in Adina's ears. Her head ached and she was wet. She remembered the plane pitching and falling, the smoke and screams, the panic, and then nothing. Am I dead? She asked the face, looming over hers. The face had apple cheeks and was framed by a halo of glossy black curls. No. Are you dead? Adina asked warily. The face above her shook from side to side and then burst into tears. Adina relaxed, reasoning that she had to be alive, unless the afterlife was a lot more bipolar than she'd been led to believe. She pulled herself to a sitting position and waited for the wooziness to subside. A gash on her knee was caked in dried blood. Another on her arm still seeped. Her dress was ripped and slightly scorched, and she only wore one shoe. It was one half of her best pair, and in her state of shock, finding the other one become important. Can you help me find my shoe? Sure. I saw some in the water. I hope they're not leather, the other girl said, in an accent flat as a just ploughed field. She had huge blue, anime-worthy eyes. I am Miss Nebraska, Mary Lou Novak. Oh, I'm Adina Greenberg, Miss New Hampshire. Adina cupped her hands over her eyes, looking out towards the sea. I don't see it. that's a shame. It's a real nice shoe. It's just, I don't know why, it just makes me laugh. This is going to be one hell of a ride. Like, I think it's a really funny book, and love that cover as well. Like, yeah, I'm definitely going to, literally, before the month is out, I'm going to read that one because I keep looking at it. And the last book in my 10 selected books on my TBR, I'm reading the first page from, is Only Mostly Devastated by Sophie Gonzalez. This is one that, you know, I keep wanting to read. And it says here it's perfect for fans of Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, which I loved. Like, love Simon and stuff. Like, absolutely brilliant. I've actually ordered the new Becky Albertelli book, which hopefully should be here in the next few days. But anyway, not talking about that one. We're talking about this one. Really cool cover. Really like the cover, the way they're all kind of just looking at each other and just like doing a thing. And yeah, really cool cover. So let's see. I've had this on my TBR for like, I don't know, a couple of years maybe. Maybe a year. Anyway, so chapter 1. It was late afternoon on the very last Wednesday of August when I realised Disney had been lying to me for quite some time about happily ever afters. Because you see, I was 4 days into mine and my prince was nowhere to be found. Gone. Vanished. I'll definitely never forget you, he'd said. I don't think I've ever been this happy, he'd said. Please don't lose contact. I need to see you again one day, he'd said. So why was I here, sitting at the kitchen counter and banging my head against a metaphorical wall, weighing up the pros and cons of sending yet another message to him? Like, okay, yes, if I sent another, I'd be 3 in a row. It'd be 3 in a row. Yes, that was semi-stalker level, but I could rationalise this. The first message he'd ignored was in response to his own text on Saturday night. He'd said goodnight and I'd said, oh no, what did he say? What did he say? This challenge. No fun. Joking. This sounds really cool. Like, and I can see that comparison with Love, Simon and all that. Definitely. This is going to be great. Like, yeah. Ollie and Will were a summer fling. Now they're classmates, but only one of them is out. Yeah, it's going to be good. I think she's got a new book out as well. So I'll see how I get on with that one and then we'll check out her other one as well. Anyway, so I've now got to make a decision, haven't I? Actually, let me know in the comment section what book you like the sound of the best as well. I don't know. Oh, they're all so good in their own different ways. Like, I don't know. Oh, all right. Do you know what? I think I'm going to actually go with the last one I just read, which is a shock because I didn't think... I'm actually going to go with The Only Mostly Devastated because it sounds really fun and I just know that I'm going to really like that character. So, yeah, I think that one. But they're all, as I say, I'm excited about all of them. It's not one of those that I read that I was like, do you know what I mean? So that's a good thing. Least favourite, I know I've got to pick a least favourite, haven't I? I'd probably say The Ladies of the Secret Circus, simply because I thought it'd have more of a mystical circusy vibe at the beginning and it doesn't. But I mean, obviously that's just the first page and, you know, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think that was fun. Did you enjoy the video? I hope you did. Please click like, comment, share, subscribe, smash the notification bell to all. Check out my other channel, MinxLaura123 ASMR. Links down below. And if you do this video like as a challenge, please, you know, link the video in the comment section. I'll come and watch it and comment and share it out on my socials and stuff. I'm looking at my books. I'm really excited. So yeah. Anyway, right, thank you for watching, everyone, and I'm really happy I've done this. I've really enjoyed getting to know you, books. Oh my, okay. Anyway, please subscribe. Happy reading. Bye.